Yeah, we in here. We in here. We in here. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Before we get started, as we come in, as we come in, as we come in. Yeah. What's popping, everybody? What's popping? Y'all already know what's good, y'all. What's good, y'all. What's good, y'all. What's great? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Can the Brothers Get a Rap podcast. This is episode 73. I'm your host, Ashley Lovechild. I'm joined with my co-host, my brother from another mother. Blood couldn't make us any closer. One of the best photographers in the world. My brother Santana, say something to the people.
Yo, what's good, y'all? What's good? Appreciate y'all for tuning in. You know what I'm saying? You already know we got a jam-packed show as always, and we gonna get right to it, you heard?
You heard? Yo, chat is in here. Crazy. Yo, shout out to y'all that's showing major, major love. Shout out to some of our day ones. Happy birthday. Today's not my birthday, y'all. It's on Thursday. It's on Thursday. My birthday's on the 18th, but I really appreciate that for the birthday love. Y'all in here heavy. Shout out to King Prince. Shout out to Rowan Jack. Thank y'all again for tapping and tuning in. It means the world to us at each and every episode. And you know how I go. But again, I appreciate that, man. But it's Thursday. I'm actually going to be on when my birthday is happening this Thursday. I'm definitely pulling up to the pod. I'm not going nowhere. So it's going down. A shout out to Krista Matlock as well. Obviously Roman Jack, King Prince, and a few others that's already in the building. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. Um, so we'll hold on. I made a little echo. Okay, now we good. We good. All right. So now we all set. Now we all set. Like we said, also that's what I was forgetting. When y'all go to the rewatches, now we have memberships available. So tap into the memberships. So they in every single video that we have as far as the rewatch, and it's a part of every live video that we do. We have memberships available, so make sure you tap in, check it out, get your badges, and you already know. And we're gonna come up with some customized emojis. You know what I'm saying? How y'all like that? You know what I'm saying? We'll have some customized emojis based on the history of the show. You know, we might do something like send them to Turkey. We might get a send them to Turkey emoji rocking. You know what I'm saying? We might get a petty thought emoji rocking or something like that, or a Terry Crews emoji, something like that. So that way, when we throw it in within our chat, that it's a can the brothers get a rap thing, you know what I'm saying? It's the
Little,
as I go, you know what I mean?
little
So
inside joke, you know what I'm saying? Little inside tidbit.
you know what I'm saying? So we appreciate y'all. You already know. All right, this first segment, you already know, is popular opinions. This segment is brought to you by OUV Records. You see it in the hat. Yeah, yeah. Make sure y'all go to the Instagram at OUV Records. Stay in tune to the latest music and merchandise. Label motto is create, document, and inspire. First question of the night. You remember the Smoking Aces movie?
Yeah.
Who is your favorite killer from the Smoking Aces movie? Number one, Georgia and Sharice. Number two, Soot. Number three, the Trimmer Brothers. Number four, Sir Ivory. Beyond Yonder? Yeah.
All that shit, yeah. That's when all the killers was just on their, you know what I'm saying?
Going hammies.
Going ham, son. Trying to get to one buddy. Yo, that shit was a wild scene. But yeah, nah, I gotta give it up to the shorties. Shout out to Alicia Keys
To
and Raji P. Henson
Yeah.
played very good roles in that. And that shit was lit.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I want to say Soot because Soot was so ill with it, where he would pop up as somebody else, a crippled, like melanated dude in a wheelchair. He would pull up with some other dude face. He would pull up as the bodyguard. He'll come murk you, dip off. You catch up to him. You look at his face. He was like, yo, nah, dude, you looking for? He kept running, like, I'm saying. So I want to say Soot. The Trimmer Brothers had like a real trailer park redneck type of vibe to them, but they got the job done. They was gutter, like, you know what I'm saying, like, because you gotta remember the other crew that pulled up, that was ready to get it in, all at the Waffle House. You know what I'm saying? Had to get them bacon, egg, and cheese before they go on a murdering sprees. The Trimmer Brothers just came out, just aired them out real quick. I mean, took their
Got rid of the competition. It was like, all right, we good.
You know what I'm saying? Took their suits and all that. Be like, nah, we got this. You know what I'm saying? We gonna make sure that we take care of the job. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
The dude that had the bite on fingernails, he was slight to me. Like he bite the fingernails off so they can't, figure out his fingerprint and all this, that, and the third. Like,
Mhm.
bro, like chill. Like you got smoked by Ray Liotta in the elevator. You know what I'm saying? So he wasn't that nice, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? He for regular folks. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna have to agree with you, bro. I'm gonna have to go with Georgia and Sharice, and they had like a swag to it, and it's Georgia and Sharice within the name. Like, it's Georgia Sharice, two
Yeah.
little melanated sisters. You would never think they murderers. You got Alicia Keys on her silent killer. I'm a infiltrate on some, you know what I'm saying? But then you got, you know what I'm saying, the smaller one, Taraji, with the, like, you know what I'm saying, with the big gun, you know what I'm saying? She had the 40 cal or the 50 cal. That joint was crazy.
That joint was crazy, son. Like the kickback and all that shit, son. You know what I'm saying? She have to use the whole bed just as leverage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
So yeah, that scene was crazy. Like
yeah,
that movie definitely slept on it, underrated. Son.
yeah. I think the reason why I slept on, because part two was so terrible.
They ain't even need to make no part two because the first one was a standalone. The plot and all that, they were showing you how they was doing plastic surgery since the damn 40s, probably earlier than that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yes.
So they was dropping wild jewels in that movie. I'm like, oh shit, niggas is doing plastic surgery back then. God damn. All right.
Mad Jewel Santana's.
Mad, yo, put a face on them and shit. You know what I'm saying? Put an extra piece of nose on them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yo, shout out to Johnny Cash in the building. Nah, it's not my birthday. It's not my birthday. Everybody got it mixed up. It's actually Thursday. July 18th is my birthday. But I appreciate y'all tapping in and wishing me a happy birthday. But it's the 18th. It's this Thursday. It's going to be the very next episode. But yeah, I agree with you. I'm going with Georgia and Sharice. In the chat, it's kind of like mixed, but the rest of the world, they went with Soot at 41%. I'm not mad at that. You know what I'm saying? Like, Soot was elite, bro.
Well, like I said, even in that movie, they were showing you that they've been had these masks for a long time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So Buddy
And
was a whole Irish dude, but he looked like a black dude from South Central LA. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. And he was cooking up the mask like real quick. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all he just needed probably was like 40 minutes of your time, and he got him a mask.
And and then Mission Impossible showing how they shit was like mad futuristic, mad quick, right on the draw. You know what I'm saying? Make a
Yeah,
quick mask real quick and then finesse.
yeah,
They've
yeah,
been showing, son.
yeah. Now that's a fact, man. That's a fact. All right, moving on to our next question on popular opinions. All right. Which hip hop label had the best artists as a whole all time? Number one, Bad Boy Entertainment. Number two, Death Row Records. Number three, Aftermath Entertainment. Number four, Def Jam Records. Cause I said Death Row and then Def Jam.
I would have to say Def Jam because of the longevity that they had and the amount of artists that came through the building
Mm-hmm.
for the time frame that they've been doing it. Like, yeah, definitely Def Jam. Bad Boy had a great run, but Def Jam just had more, just a lot more artists. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna definitely go with Def Jam on that one.
Any artists from Def Jam that stand out to you, like one or two?
The legend himself, LL Cool J. You know what I'm saying?
Facts, facts, fact. I like
That's
that.
three decades of music right there. Just
Yeah,
his catalog alone. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And that's one of many artists under Def Jam. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So,
It's really whack that a lot of labels don't really move on the with the I mean all labels move on the ability to make money, right? Of course, all businesses work that way, but it's just very whack that most labels, major labels, haven't really caught up with the times when it comes to really investing into the music, really investing into the art. Music is really a backdrop now. It's no longer the forefront. It no longer matters that, somebody takes rapping as a craft, singing as a craft. When you have AI, when you have all these vocal enhancements, there's no more of having actual skill in this. It's just like people think they got a good song, they could, buy the voice box, book some studio time, and make a song. And because of that, the integrity and the lack of good music is no longer around. So it's a shame that in that '90s time and 2000s that it used to be a thing where you get signed, you get development, and it mattered how you look, how you sound, and what your content was about. So, and when I think of today's artists and those artists could have been signed to these record labels, and it could have been uh, a fraternity of just places where people could go to continue releasing their music, and the music label will become basically like how the NBA is basically a brotherhood or a fraternity of such. The music label is not the music business is no longer like that. So it's a shame. Um, Me personally on this list, I want to say Def Jam because they've been around probably the longest and they had a slew of artists. But you had mentioned it. I'm gonna say Bad Boy because when I think about Death Row rap wise, that was a force to be reckoned with. But they didn't have R&B acts. They didn't have necessarily pop acts. It was just hip hop. But their hip hop made it to the main stage. Aftermath, same thing. There's no R&B. Def Jam has a whole lot of pop and R&B. Some of the best R&B that you could think of. But when I think of the best label, Bad Boy had the best rapper, in my opinion,
mhm.
than all these labels. You know what I'm saying? They probably had the best singing group out of all these labels. They had a plethora of singer groups from 112, Total, and so on and so forth. Dandy Kane, even though people I don't think hold them in high regard, but they sold a lot of records. They was a pop act. So that has to be said for. And they made good music. And a whole slew of other rappers, Mace, Locks in the very beginning. I mean, their discography is so vast in my opinion. And when you talk about who would you rather listen to, I think it would be Bad Boy artists. And not to forget, they have probably the best female rapper out of all these labels, in my opinion, when it comes to Little Kim. So I'm gonna say Bad Boy Entertainment on this list. You went with Def Jam on this list. I'm seeing Def Jam all in the chat. Def Jam all in the chat. Shout out to my brother Biggs in the building. The rest of the world went with Death Row at 44%.
Hmm. Okay. Didn't see that one, but all right.
Yeah, I didn't see that one too. I get it, but I just feel like, in my opinion, Death Row dips because they didn't have a real R&B act. They had Michelle and they had the other girl. She just passed away. I can't remember her name. Chocolate Sister. She could really sing too, but I don't think Michelle and the other girl that could really sing was on the same level as the bad boy R&B acts. So no,
Mhm.
no. This is just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, moving on. Next question on popular opinions. Game of Thrones question. If you had to pick a wife from the Game of Thrones, who would it be? Daenerys Targaryen, number one. Sansa Stark, number two. Miss Andor, number three. And Alondra Sand, number four.
It definitely had to be Sansa Stark because when she finally got into her bag, she started becoming seeing the game. I'm seeing the world for what it really is and how to manipulate and how to really play the Game of Thrones. And she really played it to the T. So you know what I'm saying? Even
Yeah,
to the end to solidify herself and her Winterfell clan and all that. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And not be part of King's Landing. Like, nah, y'all niggas do y'all thing over there. We gonna be over here. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So
yeah, yeah.
definitely fuck with her. Like she was fair when she needed to be. She was stern when she needed to be. She was ruthless when she needed to be. You know what I'm saying? So she had all aspects of that cunningness in her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I've been rewatching it like crazy, and I'm back up to season 7, right? And I was thinking, right, if the Game of Thrones was New York City, which borough would be considered Winterfell, King's Landing, uh uh the what's it called? The Dragonstone and Iron Islands.
Mm, because Dragonstone and Island, well, Dragon Island, Iron Islands, because niggas don't really give a fuck about the Iron Islands. That gotta be like Staten Island. You know what I'm saying? My fault, Staten Island, but you know what I'm saying? That y'all niggas. I gotta take that. King's Landing. I don't know. Because it's a warm, temperate environment. But as far as like what it represents, that gotta be Manhattan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll say so too. Yeah.
That definitely is Manhattan. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Winterfell, that would have to be hmm.
And if you want to throw with the Wildlings, but I forget the name of their area. That's beyond the wall.
That's upstate. You know what I'm saying?
That's
That's that's upstate, kid. I'm sorry, sir. That's you know what I'm saying? You don't go up there. You know what I'm saying?
that's Cortland
Yeah,
and
that's
uh,
yes. Oswego and all that. You don't
going
go up
up there. Those
there.
violence, Poughkeepsie and all that. Know what I
Yeah,
mean,
that's where all the wildlings be at. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Nah, you don't go over there. You heard?
Yo, my bad, dad.
um, Winterfell. I don't know where Winterfell would be. Mm, but yeah, King's Landing for sure would definitely be Manhattan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
all real.
Yeah, I said the same thing too. But I ain't gonna front. I was like, the Wildlings was to me feel like Long Island, in my opinion, because it's just like, what's the song with like, oh, with DMX, my niggas be the wildest. So I be thinking of the violence in that regard. So, all right, so you went with Sansa Stark. Me personally, I'm gonna go with Miss Andor. I'm probably even saying her name wrong, but she was the right hand to Daenerys.
Mhm.
Uh the her right hand, the little melanated chocolate joint, you know what I'm saying? Well, light honey joint, you know what I'm saying? She was, you know what I mean? But she need that love, you know what I'm saying? When she went to Winterfell, she didn't feel that love. Like she looking at the kids like, yo, I'm here for the love. And the kids like, fuck out of here. So I'm like, damn, I'm gonna come to school.
It's tough love over here. You heard?
You know what I'm saying? Like it's love over here. You know what I mean? So word. So I'm gonna have to go with her. You know what's funny too? Go back to the Wilder niggas. The main Wilder nigga was trying to take down the tall, the tall night chick. She was like
short
tall.
haircut, yeah.
Yeah, every time she turned around, he right behind her, like, yo, like, what's up? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's popping? Like, yeah, like,
You
what's
trying to you trying to show what's goody, you know what I'm saying?
All right, y'all. All right, not to go for the tangent, but again, my brother went with Sansa Stark. I went with Miss Andor. The rest of the world went with Alondra Sand at 41%. Yeah. She was a loyal one though. She was a loyal one though. You know what I'm saying? When her dude died and it was his fault that he died, she poisoned the daughter of the main, you know what I'm saying? To get her kid back. She had some fine daughters too. Like she had grown daughters looking just I don't even remember their names, but she had like three fine daughters that could all fight. You know what I'm saying? But she was a rider though, but she was kind like I don't even know how y'all pick. She was a rider, but then again, she was messing with a dude that was bisexual, like, and got three daughters. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Like,
yeah, I don't know how that went, that pick, but yeah, I don't know, but that's a weird pick for me.
outside of the fact that she loyal, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, but ain't no judgment, I guess. All right, so moving on to our next segment. Hollywood need to ask us, bro. Please start this one off.
Shit, I don't even got one off the top of my dome right now. I have to skip this one for this week. Yeah, I don't got one off the top of my head right now.
Yeah, I wrote it down, but for some reason it's not in my notes. So off the top of my head, what I want to see, pause. I want to see. I gotta see. Um, I want to see a Diplomats movie.
Mm.
Cam, Jim Jones, Joel Santana, and the rest of the crew. I want to see a Diplomats movie. Matter of fact, not even a movie. Scratch the movie. Give me like an 8 series episodes, eight episode series, hour piece, putting the diplomats together, showing that whole movement, that energy, that music, that swag, style, everything. You know what I'm saying? Give me a diplomats movie.
Nah, that was a crazy movement. The city was just going ham, son. Like you just had to be there, son. It was just
You
different.
had to be there, dog. The style, just the wave. I mean, it hit like New York City hit different at that time because again, going back to the labels, you have Rockefeller, who's bang, they top tier, Bad Boy top tier. Then you have the not I don't want to call them off brands, but you have other people that was top tier. Rough Rider, top tier. uh Murder Inc. was top tier. You know what I'm saying? Then you start having your G units. You had State Property. You had the Locks. The Locks was with Rough Riders, but then you had making their own wave. You know what I'm saying? Even though they laid the sign to Rockefeller, but they still maintain their own wave. Like how Cam would say, like he would go up to the office and it'll be like all these open like offices or whatever. And then like he like, yo, who offices these? Like, yo, ain't nobody office. So he made his way and had him an office. And then Dave Dash like, yo, who gave y'all authorization to get offices? You know what I'm saying? Like, so me personally, I would love to see that movie, a Diplomats movie, a Diplomats 8 episode series, and show the progression, not just the music, and then where they end up today. You know what I'm saying? Cam is, still rocking and got his show with Mace. Joel Santana is still making music. Jim Jones is still making music and being creative in other aspects into the entertainment. I would love to see that.
That'll be a dope. That'll be a dope series. That'll be a dope series. I actually just thought of one freestyling. I want to see the same way that FX made OJ Simpson case, and they doing the shit about the Clippers. I want to see same scenario, but I want to see the Malice in the Palace. You know what I'm saying? Y'all
Ooh.
gotta show me the whole the
Ooh.
beginning, the whole joint, and then the aftermath of, you know what I'm saying, the whole Malice in the Palace joint. That was
Yeah.
epic time. So just see that shit go down on live TV, you know what I'm saying? CEOs ain't doing nothing, you know what I'm saying? Watching the whole shit go down and shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that would be lit. I would definitely want to see that. You know what I'm saying? Again, it was just a time to be alive to watch that shit and a whole fight break out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Crazy. Crazy brawl. And it was just, I want to see, I actually want to see, like, matter of fact, I want to see them, if they can, wanted to see the interviews of the people that got their ass whooped, like the spectators. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Crowd. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because
Yeah.
a couple of people caught elbows and real fists to the jaw and
Yeah.
face. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Niggas was getting beat up. So I definitely want to see that, Joe, and FX definitely take that and run with it. Y'all doing good with all the series with Clipped and all that. So take the Malice in the Palace next. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That'll be hard. Pause. And then like if so for some of those people that thought it was a good idea to run on the floor and square up with Ron Artest and some of the other players who are known to be fighting. You
Ben,
you
ben,
you fight
ben
you fight
you running up on Ben Wallace? You're wild.
like you 5'6", 165 pounds. Ron Artest is walking around at least like 6'6", 6'7", about 245 at that time.
And that's prime time Ron Artest. You know what I'm saying?
A little bit crazy Ron Artest, you know what I'm saying? Straight from Queens Ron Artest, you know what I'm saying? The warrior Ron Artest. I think this is before Meta More Peace.
Oh yeah, way before that.
So I
Way
don't
before he even went to LA. You know what I'm saying? So this is bugged out. This is bugged out. You know what I'm saying? Ron Artest. You know what I'm saying? But
uh,
still gonna get you buckets with Ron Artest.
still gonna give you buckets, straight elbow to the jawline to
Step
James
over you, all
Artest.
that shit, and give you buckets all day.
Yeah, yeah. I would love that. I would love that. I think that would be a dope watch. And yeah, I think that would be tough. Let us know what y'all think about that in the chat. That would be dope. So you have a Ron Artest. No, you have a Malice in the Palace series, like how they do the OJ and and the Clippers joint. And then you will have, the Diplomats, eight episode
That'll
hour
be
series.
that'll be fire, son.
Yeah, yeah. People would tap in and please incorporate everybody in all these stories because and then if what people don't know, they said after the fight when they got into the locker room, there was a fight between the players on the Pacers and the coaches
Oh
because
shit.
because the coaches was feeling the type of way. Jermaine O'Neal was feeling that type of way towards Ron Artest. And then there was a situation in the locker room. And then the coaches try to get involved, and the players was like, yo, this is man shit going on in here. Y'all need to exit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't trying to get flipped. Y'all need to hit that door. So if they get to the real nitty gritty of them stories and you know what I'm saying, show the beef, show the makeups and all that stuff, I think that would be super fire.
Nah, they got all the people still alive, so they can still have their interviews, get everybody's point of view, piece it together, and make it happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, facts, facts. Were they sleeping with the coach's wife? And it depends on the coach. I think the coach at that time was probably Terry McMillan. I don't think there's a story about Terry McMillan, his wife, sleeping with players, but there's a whole slew players that was smoking the coach's wife guts. So hey man, But again, they need to bring that story out though. Wouldn't that be kind of crazy if the story was like, yeah, yo, Ron Artest is cracking this, with on cheeks or whatever. Yeah, that would be crazy. So the answer is always yes. Roy Jack is stupid. All right, y'all. Moving on. Yo, make sure y'all hit that patreon.com. Can the Brothers Get a Rap podcast? Patreon.com. Can the Brothers Get a Rap podcast? Also, again, make sure y'all tap into our rewatch where you could hit the membership button, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell notification after you hit that subscribe button so you know when we on, because we always gonna pop. You just never know when we pop up and just got something to rap about. You know what I'm saying? All right, moving on to our next segment, our must see segment, must see movies, must hear music, must see classic show. You want to start this one off?
Now you could go ahead.
All right, so my first must see movie, all right, came out in 1991. It's called The Super. I'm sorry, it came out in 1991. It's called The Super. Directed by Rod, Rod Daniel. He's done movies like Teen Wolf, Beethoven, and K9. This stars Joe Pesci, Vincent Gardenia, Ruben Blades, Daniel Magada, and Madeline Smith Osborne. Fire movie about a landlord that is being given a property by his father, and the father is teaching him the ins and outs of being a terrible landlord. Keeping the places under conditioned and still being able to charge a suitable rent where they don't have to pay for the repairs or anything like that. Uh, it was a situation, and you got to see the rest of the movie. So make sure you tap into The Super. Second movie must see movie. It's called Puppet Master 2. Came out in 1990, directed by David W. Allen. He's done other Puppet Masters, and The Dungeon Master stars Elizabeth McClellan, Steve Wells, Greg Webb, Colin Benson. Dope fire movie about uh, a man that has uh, basically a trunk full of puppets. He goes to this particular place, and you got to see the rest of the movie. So make sure you tap into Puppet Master 2. Third and final must see movie is called Rage in Harlem. Came out in 1991. Very star studded. Directed by Bill Duke. He's also done movies like Sister Act 2, Hoodlum, Deep Cover. Those are top tier movies. This stars Forrest Whitaker, Robin Givens, Danny Glover, Gregory Hines, Helen Martin, T.K. Carter, Sam Art Williams, George Wallace, Willard E. Pugh, Wendell Pierce, Ronaldo Ray, and Budahai DeJolo. Fire movie about a young lady dealing with a gangster back in the South. The gangster get into some real gangster stuff. She make her excursion to Harlem, and you gotta see the rest of the movie. So make sure you tap into Rage in Harlem. I know that's a blockbuster cast. That cast
Yeah,
is
star studded, son.
crazy. So imagine what the movie is looking like. So again, that movie's called Rage of Harlem. Second must see movie, Puppet Master 2. Third must see movie, The Super. So make sure you tap into those movies. And again, let us know what y'all think about these movies. We giving y'all premier upper echelon must see movies. So let us know what y'all think.
Top tier movies.
Facts.
So chat, you know how I do. I always got theme for my movies. So my theme for this one is how to join secret societies. So each movie will showcase you how to join a secret society, and it's up to you if you want to follow protocol, right? First movie on the list is The Skulls. Came out in
Ooh,
2000. Stars Paul Walker, Joshua Jackson, Leslie Bibb, Hill Harper, Christopher McDonald. about a young bunch of kids joined a college, and one kid couldn't get a scholarship and joined under some work program, and then he gets invited to join this fraternity, and then you got to watch the rest of the movie on how you join secret society. Right.
Mhm.
Next on the list on how you want to join a secret society is The Good Shepherd. Came out in 2006. Stars Matt Damon, Robert De Niro, Angelina Jolie, Joe Pesci, Alec Baldwin, William Hurt. This movie right here is top tier. It breaks down the whole joint, and you know what I'm saying. You gotta go watch it to see how they showcase it. Last on the list is Eyes Wide Shut. Came out in 1999. Stars Tom Cruise, Nicole Kidman, Sidney Pollack, Madison Edgerton, and Lily Sobieski. And basically showcase when you join secret societies, you know what I'm saying? You gotta follow the rules. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta watch the movie and find out how it happens. You know what I'm saying? So the movies on the list on how to join secret societies is The Skulls, The Good Shepherd, and Eyes Wide Shut.
Make sure y'all tap into those movies. Again, like I said, I gotta reiterate, these are top tier, primo, upper echelon movies, and we would
Top
love to
top 10.
top tier. So we would love to have these discussions with y'all about these movies. So make sure you tap in. Don't forget y'all to hit the like button. We appreciate it. Helps with the show, and we love. All right, moving on to our must hear music. Again, I'm coming to y'all with some singles that y'all it's summertime, y'all. We in the throes of summer. So y'all need top tier primo summertime music, even when you slow it down, because there's perfect slow it down summertime music too. So the first single that you must add to your playlist for the summertime, number one, R. Kelly, Freak Tonight. Must add that fire song. Number two, Jason Weaver, the actor. Yes, Jason Weaver, that's on the Shy right now. Jason Weaver was also R&B singer as well. He did both. Jason Weaver, Stay With Me single. Again, Jason Weaver, Stay With Me. Third, must put on your summer playlist. Cut Close, Get Up On It. Pause. Again, Cut Close, Get Up On It. So again, add these three songs to your playlist for the summertime. Cut Close, Get Up On It. Jason Weaver, Stay With Me, and R. Kelly, Free Tonight. Add those to your playlist. Stop playing.
Fire.
Moving on to our must see or classic TV show. You want to start this off?
This is definitely a must see. Once again, a must see. You gotta watch The Girlfriend Experience. Came out in 2016. Right now, it has 3 seasons. It stars Riley Cole, Amy Siamesi, Anna Frail, Julia Goldman Tellez, Claudia Kraus, Paul Sparks, Carmen Igoji, Morgan Davis, Franklin Delane, Mary Lynn Raj Skeb, Narj Rashidi, and Jermaine Rupert. Basically, like girlfriend experience is code for high end escort, and you gotta watch the series on how they disguise it, make it look high end and futuristic, and this whole private affair. And it's very well thought out. It's very well made, and 3 seasons. I hopefully it come out with a fourth one, but fire series, very slept on, and it's on Stars right now, so you could definitely check it out. It's called The Girlfriend Experience.
Fire. Make sure y'all tap into the girlfriend experience. I've seen that all the time, but I never actually sat down to watch it. So I'm gonna tap into that. I'm gonna tap into that myself. I must see classic show, or it could be either or it could be, both. My classic show that's a must see came out in 1999, had 3 seasons. It's called The PJs.
Mm.
This stars Eddie Murphy, Michael P. Caine, Michelle Morgan, Janet Dubois, Loretta Devine, Cassie Davis, Jennifer Lewis, James R. Black. that cast is crazy right there. Great voiceovers for everybody. Dope fire show. Dope fire show. So make sure y'all tap into the PJs. The PJs about, a hood plumber or a hood super, and he supers this building, and you just got to see it, man. He's in his interactions with the other tenants in the building is hilarious, and it takes on a life of itself. So make sure y'all tap into the PJs as your must see TV show. All right, moving on, moving on. Oh, shout out to my bro Leaf in the building. Appreciate you tapping in, man. Appreciate that you tapping in, man. That top 100 rap albums of all time by Billboard. Shaking my head. They don't ask the people what should be on that list. That's why it's trash. It's always gonna be trash. It's always gonna have. It's always gonna have music that they want to hold up and not what the people want to hold up. So I agree with you, bro. You got some cologne for us?
Definitely got some cologne for you. You gotta fuck with Burberry, and the fragrance for this week is called Mr. Burberry. Fire fragrance. You know what I'm saying? You can't go wrong with Burberry. It's always a top tier brand. You know what I'm saying? Again, the fragrance is called Mr. Burberry by Burberry.
And make sure y'all tap into that Mr. Burberry. Get right, get your smell good together. You know what I'm saying? So, um, yeah, yeah. Come on, man. It's crazy, bro. That's crazy. That's wild. All right, it's time to move on to our next segment. It's time to rap, y'all. It's time to rap. Let's get to it. This segment is brought to you by Button Snaps, where you have classic shows, movies, documentaries, original content for your viewing pleasure of $4.99. Buttonsnaps.com. Our first hot topic of the night. John Malkovich stars in a movie that won't be released until November 21/15.
You said who?
John Malkovich, the legendary, and again, let us know what y'all think in the chat as well of this hot topic. John Malkovich, legendary actor, stars in a movie that was filmed in 2015, but not set to be released until November 2115.
Probably got something on there that exposing everybody that's alive right now. Because you know what I'm saying? In 100 years, we all gonna be gone anyway. So the people that finally get to see it won't, I guess, have any correlation or just won't be able to understand what's going on, but be able to watch it. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy that they assume that in 2115 that niggas gonna be around to implement your movie and just pop in the tape, show them what he did back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's crazy right there. Just the audacity of that. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right, right. I mean, they put it in a vault. They said they put it in some sort of movie vault that's that's registered with the motion pictures. So that way, if the motion pictures are still around in 2115, that this will be released November of that time. Um, on one end, it's very unique to say like, yo, in 100 years that you could see some, but by that time, I would think the movie would be dated because there's nothing that you're gonna have in 2015 that's gonna be compatible to 2115 in 100 years. We on 8K now. They're gonna have something completely different in 100 years. At least I would think so. Like I just bought a PS5. And the reason why I bought PS5 because my favorite games is on PS3. I'm just buying a PS5 because my favorite game in the world is coming back to PS5. So to land this plane, I bought other games. I bought the NBA Live. I bought the Mortal Kombat, and playing the game. It looked like I'm watching a movie. Like that's how realistic these games look. So I know we're talking about game, but movies and games is kind of like hand in hand now when it comes to animation and how they put this together. So in 100 years, I think they're going to be so much ahead of the game with filming and animation all together to like really release this movie. So that's what I think about it. Great actor. If anybody could pull that off, it's John Malkovich. But I it's a bit naive to think that our world will still be around 2115, in my opinion. And we're all going to be long. Everybody that's in this chat, everybody that we're all going to be long gone before then. So, you know, anything you want to add to that?
Nah, I mean that's a fact. So it'd be nobody will be around to know, so it don't even matter. You know what I'm saying?
Uh huh. Uh huh. Yeah, they killing it in the chat. They killing it in the chat, y'all. Again, make sure y'all hit that like button. We love. We appreciate it. Helps with the show. All right, moving on to our next hot topic. In Australia, they having a problem with their ocean being too hot. So now they have basically man-made clouds to help cool the heat of the ocean from the ocean. What do you think about that?
I mean that's probably gonna be an adverse effect of that. You know what I'm saying? Probably putting too much cold water when the hot temperature of the ocean. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? We won't know now until something bad happens from all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it, maybe I ain't even supposed to be in Australia, living in Australia. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
y'all don't live in the whole continent of Australia. You only live in certain coastlines of it. You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
the majority of Australia's has some of the biggest and wildest animals you would even want to encounter. So it's like, why you even want to live over there? You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
Like
yo,
this is just not, son. Just don't be over there. You feel me? But again, like putting cold water in the oceans, I don't know, son. Like that's wild to me. But again, I'm pretty sure it's just a temporary thing that is hot to the point where it's heating up the oceans because Australia's always been hot, known to be hot. So I ain't never heard of them saying the oceans is hot now. So that's a new thing. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. We'll see how that progresses in the near future.
and fun fact, you want to know something? They said they do all these sensors things, the sensors to everywhere. They say Australian people have the highest body count sexually, both man and female.
Everybody just humping everybody. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's the environment. It's hot. You know what I'm saying? It's hot.
Got got to touch on something. You know what I'm saying?
I touch on side, right? And it's crazy. Every time I see some wild, ridiculous looking, insect, rodent, um, just an animal in itself, it's always from Australia, bro. Their spiders be the size of your hand. You know what I'm saying? Like big spiders just walking around, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like they're rats. You think New York City got some rats? We got master splinters in New York City.
Nah, they got marsupials. You know
They
what I'm
got
saying?
marsupials. You know what I'm saying? They gonna
They
hump
come
twice.
2 times a day. You know what I'm saying?
Like so. I got a couple of friends that used to live in Australia, and they have nothing but good things to say about Australia. But every time I look, their flies be looking crazy. They got a possum, puppy dog, Martin type of rodents or whatever. So, but this whole thing about them man making clouds is very scary because see, one thing about mankind, we actually think we control this shit. We actually believe that. And then we do things that we say, okay, well, this will help regulate this or regulate that. If we say that the ocean runs everything, which it does, there's nothing that we can do to stop the ocean to doing what the ocean needs to do. So if it's hot, then it needs to be hot. If it's cold, it needs to be cold. the more we try to manipulate the weather, manipulate the oceans, manipulate things that we really don't have control of, the more that we really mess our world up. They saying the rise of the sea level keeps popping up because the ice in Antarctica is, melting and going down, and then it's raising it up, and it's affecting the whole world. And it's like that don't make no type of sense. Y'all doing stuff, and y'all not telling people y'all doing stuff. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. And you talking about John Malkovich got a movie coming out 21, 25? Man, leave the stuff alone. We always feel like we gotta regulate something. We gotta go down somewhere to check this, and we gotta go over there to check that. Yo, leave it alone. Leave it alone. Y'all realize there's certain places we can't even go to. How many people went to Antarctica?
You don't even go to Antarctica.
You don't go to Antarctica. You try to go to Antarctica, they will shoot your plane down. Just like in the movie Alive. And I recommended that last must-see movie, Alive. But again, they got to stop messing with stuff and trying to manipulate the natural Mother Earth, yo. Like, when you messing with Mother Earth gonna mess with us, yo. We gonna have to pay them consequences. It's crazy, crazy. It's been getting hot in Australia for hundreds of years. Now all of a sudden they wanna manipulate the clouds in the ocean. Man, please. All right, moving on to our next hot topic. So the Bugali Bad Boys is back. The guys that look like Martin and Will Smith. In another country, they dead ringers for Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. When you if you look at it real quick, you're like, yo, that was Martin. So now they brought back Eddie Murphy. You know what I'm saying? So now they found one of their friends, or found another man that looks like a dead ringer for Eddie Murphy. What do you think about that?
I mean, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? Low clout for them. That's what's up. You heard? That's dope.
hmm I think it's so funny. They say that there's always somebody out there that looks just like you, and if you see them, that sentiment has to be true. You know what I mean? Like, have you ever seen somebody that didn't identically look like you, but they were like, yo, if they cut their hair like this, and you know what I'm saying, put their little mustache like that, I don't know, they could probably pull it off. Have you ever came in contact with somebody like that just randomly?
Not me personally, but other people said they've seen somebody that looked like me. You know what I'm saying? But I was never there to see it for myself.
hmm I've had a situation one time in my life where I was like, you know what I'm saying? And then there's plenty of times where I thought I saw my daughter somewhere, and because the girl looked like a dead ringer, then when I looked, and it wasn't her. So that goes to show you how close biology is to all of us, because we all got family somewhere that we don't even know, because the family structure is so fragmented now that people be walking around and don't realizing that they can. You know what I mean? Like, I got family members that I do not talk to. They got kids. I have a kid. So if my daughter was to happen to see, their kid in public in passing, they look at each other like, yo, why they we got the same type of, you know what I'm saying, not realizing that they are cousins. You know what I'm saying? So it's so crazy, because it's been fragmented for a while now, and I'm not surprised that that happens. So I don't know. What do you think about that scenario in itself?
I mean, it's a possibility, but you know what I'm saying? Like anything's a possibility. So, yeah, it is what it is.
Okay, okay. All right, moving on to our next segment. D Wade is having an interest in starting a nail care line, coming stemming from his favorite hobby with his son Zaya Wade. What do you think about that?
I mean, it's the day and age we in, you know what I'm saying? I never would buy his nail polish and shit, so whoever buy it, that's on them. But it's capitalism. You see a market where you can exploit it, go ahead. You know what I'm saying?
You don't think it might be sending the wrong message?
I mean, obviously it is, but who gives a damn? He's still pushing it out, so what does it matter? You know what I'm saying? We all
Yeah.
know it's the wrong message, but he's still gonna do it. It ain't stopping him.
Mm-hmm.
He,
I don't know what y'all think about that in the chat. What y'all think about that in the chat? Because I
and everybody promoting it. He's going on tour talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all know it's fucked up. We all know it's wrong, and it's sending the wrong message. You was a top tier athlete, you have many fans that fuck with you, but yeah, and still there's no pushback. So, you know what I'm saying? I guess it is what it is, man. D Wade is pushing nail polish. All right. I guess Playboy Cardi and them gonna copy. You know what I'm saying?
and a whole lot of athletes, because a whole lot of athletes is on that wave where they painting their fingernails now.
All
Uh,
of a sudden, you know what I'm saying?
I honestly I think it sends the wrong message. To be honest with you, because like let's not mistake it. Like Dwayne Wade is a Hall of Fame NBA player. So because of that, or for that alone, that signifies a machismo. You know what I'm saying? What he likes to do in his personal time is his business. What him and his daughter like to do, that's their personal business. Him starting a business on it also is not his personal business because he's expecting consumers to consume. So that's not his personal business. So that's what I'm basically speaking on. It's like it sends the wrong message because you're supposed to be a symbol of some sort of masculinity in from the sport that you played, and you being revered for the sport that you played. He's probably one of the best uh, two guards to ever play the game. Um, so he's supposed to stand for, not him in itself, but his stature alone is supposed to stand for some sort of masculinity. And it to me it hurts his brand and hurts his legacy. Where it's like let's keep it real. When somebody is not masculine, now when you talk about the realm of sports, you're like, oh yeah, he was good, but now you kind of drop from that conversation because nobody really want to speak the truth on, the what you embodying off the court when the conversation is supposed to be about stuff on the court. So I just think it sends the wrong message. If he like to do that with him and his son in their personal time, that's none of our business. But if they put it out, then it becomes people business. So that's always been funny to me that people put stuff out and then like, well, why you worrying about what I'm doing? Why put it out then?
Right.
Especially making a business, you trying to make a buck from it, so people are going to have something to say. So that's how I feel about it personally. Anything you want to add to that?
No.
Okay, okay. All right, moving on to our next hot topic: top five places that have top five nightlife in all 50 states. Thinking of that question alone, what are some cities that you would think is top five?
Probably Houston, New
It,
Orleans,
it get crazy in Houston.
um, Miami, Los Angeles, uh, maybe DC.
Maybe DC. DC wild. DC wild. Let us know what y'all think of some cities in the chat that would have a top five nightlife. You know. But why would you say some of those cities? Like what popped out in those cities in particular?
Well, Houston is burning right now, so you know it's popping out there. Miami always, you know what I'm saying, always been a tourist place. DC has always been known for, you know what I'm saying, having this wave and Cali got its own swag that people flock to heavy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So these places always had a influx of people coming in, you know what I'm saying, to
Yeah.
immerse
Yeah.
themselves in culture, all that shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay, okay. All right, so coming in at number 5, you name some of these too. Coming in at number 5 is Chicago. I'm gonna be shocked about Chicago because of of the murder rate that's going on in Chicago. So I'm kind of surprised in Chicago.
Chicago be popping, son. Parties do be lit. Like, even though it be mad murder game going down, but it be over there and you over there. You know what I'm saying? So
Uh-huh.
it should still be live. Like, it get cracking. I done seen some
They
shit
get,
go down, but
they get
some
cracking.
lit ass parties too. So it's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You got a good balance. So I'm surprised. That's pretty good. Number 5, that's not bad, son.
yeah. Coming in at number 4 is New Orleans. Not surprised at that at all. At all. I fell in love with New Orleans when I went there the first time, and I've been to New Orleans probably like 3 or 4 times now. New Orleans is popping. It's popping. I have a wonderful time in New Orleans. Shout out to the people in New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? Always making me feel welcome and comfortable. And it's always funny. They were like, so how was your time this time or whatever? I'm like, yo, I love it here. It was like it's so funny. Like it's so much like violence and stuff, but everywhere you go, it seemed like there's no more violence. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, I walk with God now, man. So you know, I'm here
Niggas
to
good.
party, man. I
Yeah.
ain't here to shoot 'em up, bang bang. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to have a good time. So
I'm here to party. I'm not here to party. You know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah. Now we'll party. Nah, man. Yeah, we'll party. You know what I'm saying? But it's
saying? Party.
I have a really great time every time I go to New Orleans. So shout out to New Orleans, and they got beautiful women. Oh, beautiful women. Oh my goodness, and they be everywhere too. Number 3 coming in at number 3 is Miami. What do you think about that? You said Miami. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it makes sense. Bunch of tourists, so it's always open. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
it's
But
always like,
say Miami, like Miami itself is popping. But if you people that is not from Miami, when they say Miami, they thinking Miami Beach. They not thinking of Miami. Because if you go downtown Miami, it looks like Brooklyn with palm trees. You know what I'm saying? It got that real rough look
mhm.
with palm trees. You know what I'm saying? If you in Miami, it's rough looking. You know what I'm saying? It got some nice places, but it's rough. But when people think of Miami, they thinking of Miami Beach and South Beach in particular, because North Beach and South Beach is two different vibes. So you know what I'm saying? So I'm guessing they saying South Beach, but Miami in the whole. If you're from Miami, the city of Miami is popping, but tourists party in South Beach. You know what I'm saying? So moving on. Well, not moving on. So they coming in at number 3. At number 2, New York City. What do you think about that?
I'm surprised it's still up there because the city life has definitely changed when I was up there. So that's why I didn't even mention the city. But number 2, that's not bad.
Because you kind of spoiled, bro. Because we come from an era where New York City was just somewhere you had to be. You know what I'm saying? Like we was in the throes of New York City. Pause. Where each borough has something to offer. The parties was dangerous, but popping though. You know what I'm saying? Like you had to go to Fordham Road in a sea of nothing but killers and dealers just to get to the smell good, if you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Just to get to that woman that you bagged the night before. You know what I'm saying? So we come from that spoiled era of New York City just being popping just cause. But by the time we got to about like 24, 25, we done did it all, seen it all that we needed to do in New York City by itself at the highest level. You know what I'm saying?
That's a,
Drinking drinking the best of wines,
mhm.
dabbling in the finest shorties, eating the best chicken. that they have to offer in New York City. You know what I'm saying? So I'm surprised they on this list because New York City, for me, it ain't nothing but my friends there. But as far as stuff to do, pretty ass. I'm just for me. You know what I'm saying? So, and coming in at number one, which I disagree with wholeheartedly, and they used to be number one if we talking about 2016. But today is definitely not number one, but the rest of the world said it's number one. Vegas, Las Vegas. What do you think about that?
I mean, I never been, so never intrigued me to go to Vegas.
Are you never been to Vegas?
Nah.
2016, 2018. Matter of fact, pre-pandemic, Vegas pop. They had the best food, wild stuff to do. The vibes was just it's a party vibe, so everybody really trying to party. People are not there to be tough guys, and everybody trying to party. Get some of that, get some shorty and get a, you know what I mean, get a little tuck joint and just have a good time. Post pandemic, it's not the same. It's not the same. Even the hotel stays is not the same. The way they book your hotel, let's say for example, they say, all right, you can get the hotel for 4 days for $250. You're like, oh, cool, that's a deal. But now when you get to the hotel, they charge a mandatory hotel fee on top of the 250 to get access to the whole hotel. Is mandatory that you deposit $50 plus another 150 for the hotel fee. So what happened to the 250? Oh, yeah, you pay the 252 on top of that.
Scams.
Scams out the wazoo. Now, if you want to do stuff like go to the comedy show, go to a Usher show or whoever's performing at that time, that's another, 80 to 250, $300. So it don't hit the same. Don't hit the same. Tell us what y'all think about this. Think about this list. Top five nightlife areas in the U.S. They had coming in at number five again, Chicago, New Orleans at number four, Miami at number three, New York City at number two, and Vegas at number one. Let us know what y'all think about that in the chat. Uh, I heard, I heard the hot dog water is good in New York. Yeah, nah, don't you could die from that hot dog water. You know what I'm saying? Stay away from that hot dog water. Road Jack is stupid. All right, moving on to our next hot topic. So the video is out where you have Megan Good. She's in it seems like a serious relationship with brother Jonathan Majors. Uh, she runs into Michael Ealy, who seems to be, a really close friend. Uh, they hug. He picks her up. You could, she happy to see him. She was looked very excited to see him. Uh, she kind of looks at Jonathan Majors like, "Yo, you straight?" And Jonathan Majors is like looking all, everywhere but her face, visibly bothered, by that interaction. Michael Ealy and Jonathan Majors didn't have any type of, bro hug or embrace. Michael Ealy handshakes the person next to him, which I think is an acquaintance of or a family member of Megan Good and his wife. They take their picture, but Michael Ealy and Jonathan Majors did not make any type of connection in that interaction at that particular time.
Mm.
What do you think about that?
I mean, it definitely showcased they don't fuck with each other, and we should just move a little bit more accordingly. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you know or have any idea or inkling that your man don't really fuck with this other dude, it's supposed to be fist bump. Handshake is a little bit too much, but fist bump, that's supposed to be a fist bump exchange right there. You know what I'm saying? The hug and lifting up That's just wild, egregious, wild, stepping over lines, and just, you know what I'm saying, boundaries just crossed all over the place. You know what I'm saying? So that's a conversation that he's supposed to have with her. Like, yo, I don't really fuck with Buddy. So, you know what I'm saying? That's a handshake and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Now, if she went for the handshake and he had did some swim move like, oh, give me a hug, like type shit, then yeah, you say something, but he's supposed to really check her for that. You know what I'm saying?
I think you kind of being nice about the situation, bro. I think, you know what I'm saying? Like, you should give this situation a little bit more heat, bro. You know what I'm saying? I think you kind of being nice about it.
No, I'm saying like you was supposed to been check her about that. Like that's a conversation I was supposed to have way before. You know what I'm saying? Because she gave the look after the hug, like, oh, I wasn't supposed to do that. He looking at her like, you just don't get it, dude. You know what I'm saying? So makes sense why you don't get it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got a bunch of failed relationships, so you just don't understand the ins and outs and the real uh, boundaries of men. You know what I'm saying? So it makes sense. You have a bunch of failed relationships, so you wouldn't understand these things. So if he wants to put the time in to put her on, that's on him. You know what I'm saying? But that is something that was supposed to have been discussed before this situation even went down.
Do you see the fault? Who do you see at fault in this situation?
Because it's in public, it's really her fault. But in private, it's his fault because they ain't have that talk. You know what I'm saying? Boundaries are supposed to be met. You say you fuck with me. This is what I stand for. This is what I don't stand for. And if you rocking with it, then you rocking with it. So if that's a scenario that we had spoke about, like if somebody I don't fuck with and we're in public and you have to be cordial, be cordial. You know what I'm saying? But the extra hug and you know what I'm saying? Like, nah. So again, that was a conversation that should have been had in private and should have been executed in public properly. But you know what I'm saying? She just looked like she just don't be understanding what life's about. You know what I'm saying? So and you look at the proof is in the pudding. You know what I'm saying? It's like you don't got you know what I'm saying? You don't got no healthy relationship. So it's like it makes sense. So again, if May just wanna deal with that battle and that struggle to put her on, that's on him. You know what I'm saying? I
What
losing battle, but that's me.
When I look at the situation, I kept seeing on social media that a lot of the men was like, "Yo, Jonathan Major should have checked Michael Ealy," and he shouldn't have done that. He did the right thing by not saying anything to Michael Ealy in the sense of trying to check him on how to hug his woman. That's completely on Megan Good, completely. And you're right for not having a conversation. It's like, all right, if you see somebody that you used to deal with, or that's your brother, or this, that, and the third, if somebody is your brother and you give them that type of hug, I'm expecting them to dap me up after they done showed you love. Because if that's your brother, your quote unquote brother, and y'all ain't never do nothing, then he's family now. If I'm dealing with you. So I don't even think this would have been a conversation at all if Michael Ealy and Jonathan Majors made some sort of embrace. But because they didn't, and Majors was looking everywhere but Michael Ealy and basically making good in the face, it made the situation very uneasy and very intensified. So you have a situation where now this man has to break his emotion and show his emotion that another man could get him wound up for hugging this girl out of pocket when he should check her beforehand. But since he didn't do that, now he has to check her moving forward if he chooses to be with her. So I completely see that on making good, but the bigger responsibility has to go to Jonathan Majors, like you said, for not having a conversation prior to. And if you did have the conversation prior to, then it's up to you if you want to re-educate her or you say, yo, this ain't is what it is. And we don't promote melanated people not being together and working through things, right? But that learning curve, you can't unlearn something. You can't unhear something. So once you go through a situation like this, you should never go through another situation like this moving forward. So That's how I'm looking at it. You know what I mean? Michael Ealy is just giving that genuine energy that he always gives to her, and it would have been real fake of him for him to do anything else, honestly. So she had to establish what is, what is cool, and you know, so and it is what it is. And if you know they don't mess with each other, then like find another way to do that interaction. You know what I'm saying? And be respectful at the same time. Because again, when somebody's your brother, after you gave him that hug, like, babe, I want you to meet such and such. He's my good friend. We've been good friends for years. Now you're a part of my life. He's been a part of my life. And, I need to have y'all tight because y'all are part of my village. As far as, what I'm saying? Just in her life. Obviously, that didn't happen. So, it's layers to this conversation, but it was very interesting. Of course, social media is going ham on this story. They going crazy with the memes and everything. And I wish I could show y'all some of these memes right now. It's hilarious how some of these memes is taking a life of its own. So we'll see what happens moving forward with the couple. All right, moving on to our next hot topic, staying on Megan Good. Megan Good says that Tyler Perry is the first filmmaker to pay her fairly for a movie. What do you think about that?
I mean, like, fairly is like kind of like saying that you was top tier Hollywood and you starred in a movie. You brought you brought hella seats. You brought hella fans to seats to go see a Megan Good movie. You know what I'm saying? Like you was never top tier standalone carry a whole movie by yourself. You was never that. You know what I'm saying? So to really say what your value and worth is, like, and then I guess, I mean, if he paid your worth, then that's what's up. Then you know what I'm saying? Like, then next project you do, then make sure that they match it. So I guess, yeah, if you getting your bag, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying?
But I just find it very interesting because she's been in the game for a long time. I think the first time I seen Megan Good was probably in Friday. I think she was in Friday.
Mm-hmm.
She was in Friday, right? So the first time I see Megan Good was in Friday, where she played the little girl at the ice cream truck, and she's been in a whole bunch of movies since then. She's always played the love interest of the movie, so I don't remember her necessarily ever being the star of a major motion picture, but she's always been a co-host. But she's been in some big movies that co-host co-star, but she's been in some big movies that she's co-starred in. The biggest movie I think she's probably ever been in is probably the Shazam movies, and she's the co-star in that. Like, but I can't say that she's the draw, if that makes sense, and that's not no disrespect to her, because she does have a name. But when I seen Shazam for the first time, I was like, "Oh snap, Megan Good is in here." It wasn't like people went to see the movie because Megan Good. So the fact that she has an extensive, filmography, and he's the first filmmaker to pay her fairly, that's kind of shocking to me personally, because when you do movies, you have a pay scale. So what she's pretty much saying is that whatever her pay scale was, she always got paid less than her pay scale. And the pay scale is the pay scale. It's like when you do a movie, that's what you're supposed to get paid based on your, accolades and movies that you've been in. So to hear that in 2024, and we first seen her in, I think Friday came out what, 95, is it's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Anything you want to add to that?
I mean, it's Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? That's the name of the game. You know what I'm saying? If you go with Tyler Perry, you're gonna get Tyler Perry work. After his shit is ass. So it's like you gonna get, and if you go Hollywood, then you're gonna be in movies like Think Like a Man, Think Like a Man 2. and you're gonna get a check. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Mm-hmm.
up to you on how you pivot, because you're gonna be you're gonna be seen in a much larger realm, because Hollywood has more of a pull and more connections and shit versus a Tyler Perry production. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you get what you pay for. You know what I'm saying?
I want you to keep it real with me, bro. If you was an actor, would you want to be in a top tier movie that's going to give you all the fame in the world, but the movie is ass, or a fire movie, but it's independent and not as many eyes is going to see the movie?
I mean,
Fire,
it just
fire movie, fire acting, the whole nine.
what's the pay?
The pay is low, but you're going to make the top tier bread with the bigger film, but the movie's ass.
So I'm going with the top tier bread, man, when the movie's ass. I got bills to pay. You know what I'm saying? After a while, yeah, you could be on art, but you got bills to pay. You know what I'm saying? Unless you build your shit yourself. If you're not building your shit yourself, then you gotta check the ego at the door, because you got bills you gotta take care of. You know what I'm saying? You got a lifestyle, right? So you gotta go where the money is. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? You gotta go where the bread is, because everybody's paid to play. So as long as you hit that threshold where you got enough money to take care of yourself after you take care of your bills, then have at it.
Okay, okay. Staying in that same wheelhouse. Megan Good just dropped a movie with Corey Hardrick. Um, and Corey Hardrick just mentioned that Tyler Perry is the first film director to pay him the highest wage that he's ever received in his career from this last movie that they just released like a couple of days ago. What do you think about that?
Again, Corey Hardrick, not to knock him, is not a name that brings seats to the theaters. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the numbers. It's like, are you bringing seats to the theaters? No. So it's like, how can you ask for a high wage if you're not bringing in the numbers? You have a somewhat of a face, because Corey Hardrick, we know him for years, but it's not enough for niggas to give you that check that you want. So you gotta go where they're gonna give you that check.
And I want to segue this question because this is very interesting. It seems like in our community that we really have to build and say everything is based on sales and interest, but outside of the melanated community, it's a whole lot of actors I've never seen a day in my life. And then when I watch this big top tier movie and you go to check their past work, they have very little, and they not bringing people to the theaters. The product itself is bringing people to the theaters. Like Avatar, there was nobody in Avatar that made you say, "Yo, I need to go see Avatar." It was the product of Avatar, of people being green, and the draw of the animation mixed with the film made people want to go to see Avatar. But in our community, you got to sell this amount of tickets for people to come see you, for us to give you a chance to star in a movie. What do you think about that?
I mean, that's the name of the game, unless you build your own shit.
But that's what I'm saying. A lot of people that's not in our community don't build their own. So they not even people that's drawing people to the movie. It's the product that's drawing people to the movie. But with us, we have to basically be the product to bring people to the movie.
Right, because it's not our shit, it's they shit. So they could put their mans on whose ass or doesn't have a name, but the product is the name itself. Because it's they man's who's the producer, or it's they man who own the production company. They could put a lower tier person on it and it doesn't even matter. You know what I'm saying? But
Hmm.
for us, it's not our shit, it's they shit. We go by a different set of rules, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So it need to be more Tyler Perry so it could be better. I'm not knocking Tyler Perry, but Tyler Perry's he's in his own box. You know what I'm saying? As far as like creativity and movies is concerned. But if there was more people that follow suit on what he's did, so that way there'll be a more variety of other movies, other genres, and other ways of making movies. You know what I'm saying? Then I don't see why other people can't do what he did. Ain't
Right.
nobody stopping him.
Right. So it's all right. So we got a whole slew of we have people throughout history that's done what he's done. Right. When you talk about Mario Van Peebles, you talk about Bill Duke. But even for the so for Mario Van Peebles to be Mario Van Peebles, he had his pops. See what I'm saying? So he had a lineage that he came from. That I could go to this film director. He gonna make my movie cheap, but it's gonna be popping. It's gonna be script based, and because of my pops, or through the help of my pops, I could tap into certain actors to do me a favor to tap into this movie that can draw seats, right? So it seemed like we have to like instead of being the talent, we have to be the draw too. We can't even build ourselves to be we have to build ourselves to be the draw for people to even mess with us. When again, uh, when other people they not the draw. So they said James Cameron was a big star of Avatar. There's big stars in Avatar, people that you know that are actors, but James Cameron wasn't the draw to Avatar. He wasn't the draw. It wasn't like when it wasn't like, oh, James Cameron, I gotta go see this. When Avatar came out, he was not the draw. The draw was the fact that Avatar was different. It was green people, they doing this, the animation and the movie in itself combined together. So I'm not dissing James Cameron, but he wasn't the draw at that time. It's not like Bad Boys where you used to like, yo, it's Bad Boys, Martin and Will Smith. That's the draw, right? Eddie Murphy, whatever movie he's in, that's the draw. You see what I'm saying? So that makes it different now. If instead of having James Cameron in Avatar and you have somebody like Adam Sandler, even though Adam Sandler would have no business being an Avatar, but he's a draw that people will go see because Adam Sandler's in that movie. So that's why I say it like that, because far too many times when you have dope things that's not in the melanated community, did they will have a big actor, but he's not the draw. John Malkovich, perfect example. John Malkovich, he's not necessarily a draw. He's a terrific, legendary actor. John Malkovich in your movie makes your movie legitimate. It makes your movie a movie because he's in it. But people are not going like, yo, I need to go see this because of John Malkovich. Not like how they going to see a movie when Tom Holland or something's in a movie or whatever. So it's not the same. So I'm just talking about the fact that when it's a melanated community, it's like in order for people to mess with you, you have to build yourself up. But if you don't get opportunities, then how can you build yourself up? And a lot of people can do it themselves, but they won't. I know there's a whole lot of people in the filming industry that has way more money than I do. But I do things that they just don't even think to do. And I'm not saying that to pat myself on the back. It's just an understanding of your mind on what you can do if you build it on your own. So I just find that correlation very like interesting. That again, when it comes to us, we have to like build and sell tickets and da da da. We have to really like build ourselves up when other communities they got the leg up, or they could just build a product, and because of that product it becomes popping, and then they span off. Like again, this has been going on. The Revenge of the Nerds, the movie Revenge of the Nerds. No, none of them dudes was famous before that movie. None of them was draws, but because of that product, and it took a life on its own, it became something that people want to see. But outside of the Revenge of the Nerds, most of those actors are not draws. It's the product. So that's the point I'm making. Terry Crews said no to party party. The Roy Jack is stupid. All right, moving on to our next hot topic. College football 25 set to release. Couple in a day. Got one more day. College football 25. What do you think?
You already know. Wait till it drops. There's nothing more else to be said. You know what I'm saying? It's in another day. You know what I'm saying? So we
Mhm.
got to wait another day.
I put a public service announcement for the women. Y'all have to get y'all have to get y'all day in. I'm telling y'all this right now for your own good and your own relationship and your mindset. Like get your last day in because for the next couple weeks, going on a month and change, yo, your dude ain't gonna pay you that much attention. He trying to get duplicitous to the natty, like, you know what I'm saying? Trying to win that Heisman, trying to win Offensive Player of the Year. You know what I'm saying? We working on coaching mode from being a recruiter, a tactician, or a motivator. It's serious business. You know what I'm saying? Team builder is serious business out here. So I'm super excited. I already have the game downloaded onto my system. The thing is, it's on the countdown now. So because all the whole game is already in there. So for me to tap into it, the countdown is like is less than 24 hours. So I'm super excited every time I go on my system. Be like, yeah, it's 17 hours. You know what I'm saying? So I can't wait to get into this. This is going to be a good time. And it's so funny. One of my friends, she wanted to like, hang out, on Tuesday. And I was like, yeah, nah, like, you know what I'm saying? If we're going to do something, it got to be today, boo. You know what I'm saying? Not today as a today as a yesterday. Like, it got to be today. You know what I'm saying? Because on Tuesday, I'm going to be caught up. You know what I'm saying? You might get a little time with me on Thursday, though, because of my birthday. But Tuesday, Wednesday, brother, definitely going to be caught up. So, I'm in. So, I can't wait. I'm super excited. So, and I will say this, too. Um, if you got PS5, you getting College Football 25. If you haven't already, add Mortal Kombat 11 to your must-have list. That's a dope game because that game, like I downloaded, they got Blade, not Blade, they got Spawn on there. They got Terminator, Rambo, the Joker character, and damn, I'm missing somebody else. And it's a good time along with the other, Mortal Kombat fighters. So it's been going real handies. So, but I'm looking for the Show Enough character and the Martin character Kung Fu. It wasn't Kung Fu Joe. What was Martin's Kung Fu character name?
Kung Fu Jones or some shit like that.
I'm looking for those characters because you have to buy the their characters to put on the game. So
Mm.
yeah, but it's fire though. It is fire. So I'm gonna give y'all my video game names for y'all to look for me. So we on there on the sticks. Come get your ass bust. You know what I'm saying? Come get this work. You know what I mean? I'm gonna drop my name. I might also have another not channel but another segment of our channel where it's gonna be suited for gaming. So we're gonna get this popping, y'all. We're gonna get this popping. All right, moving on to our next segment. This segment is brought to you by Bravo Section. Make sure you go to bigbravosection.com. Again, bigbravosection.com. If you want to book a session with one of the best photographers in the world, if you're in the Miami area, if you're not, still book that session. Fly out, take care of your session. Got a petty thought for us?
You know how we do. We got petty, not petty thought. Got words out of the Black Law Dictionary, as always. Words have power. Words have meaning. So if we understand the legal definition of words that we use every day, we may have a better understanding of how to traverse this matrix that we're in. So first word on the list is persuade. So persuade by legal definition means to induce or induce one by argument, entreaty or exposition into a determination, decision, conclusion, belief, or the like, to win over by an appeal to one's reasons and feelings, as into doing or believing something to bring oneself or another to belief, certainty, or to belief or certainty, to agree into an opinion or procedure, which is crazy. It's like to induce one by argument, so to persuade somebody. Next word on the list is power of attorney, an instrument in writing whereby one person as principal appoints another as his agent and confers authority to perform certain specified acts or kinds of acts on belief of principle. All right, so that's power of attorney. So next on the list is District of Columbia, right? Territory situated on the Potomac River and being the seat of government of the United States. It was originally 10 miles square, and was composed of portions of Maryland and Virginia, ceded by those states to the United States. So remember that. But in 1846, the fact coming from Virginia and retroceded and was retroceded. Legally, it is neither a state nor a territory, but is made subject by the Constitution to the exclusive jurisdiction of Congress. So that's very interesting that if it's United States and all the states are united, why would Virginia and Maryland need to cede it to the United States? You see what I'm saying? So the word cede means to yield up, to assign, to grant, to surrender, to withdraw, generally used to designate the transfer of territory from government to another. So again, why would Maryland and Virginia cede to the United States? So that means that United States is another government as opposed to Virginia and Maryland, which means that they're not part of the United States because they just gave the portions of their land to the United States, which is a totally different entity because nobody's talking about America here. So Maryland and Virginia are American soil, but United States, from the definition of District of Columbia, seems to be a separate entity. So the words of the day are persuade, power of attorney, District of Columbia, and seed.
Dope, dope. And it's funny that you mentioned that because Florida is its own land as well, and California is a republic, if I'm not mistaken.
You gotta understand there's two governments in every state. There's the state of Florida and then there's Florida state. They both different shit. There's New York state and the state of New York. They both different shit. You got the state of California and California state. They're both different shits. You know what I'm saying? So it's like which jurisdiction do you fall under? That really would pertain to your area and where you live. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's lit. Oh, they said Dragonfly Jones was the character. Dragonfly.
Dragonfly Jones. That's what it was. I knew it was Jones something.
Yeah, 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 yeah. But yeah, so make your dope Black Scroll Dictionary list of words. Again, send him some more words that he could look up for the next episode.
Yeah, facts.
He'll break that down for y'all. Uh, Moving on to our next segment, keep the lie live segment.
Keep the lie alive.
The lie live. So my keep the lie live for this segment for this show is time waits for no man. Time waits for no man. Time is flying. Time is moving. We're in a different day and age. Like for me, I know for a fact that time has has speeded up since when we was kids. It felt like when we was kids, time was moving slow. And another friend of mine was like, "Well, it's because we have so much going on today is why time is moving so fast." No. Cell phones and things that we have at our fingertips don't make time speed up. It doesn't, because at the end of the day, the biggest difference is that time has speeded up, but we don't even realize that it's speed up. We don't even realize it. So it has nothing to do with social media, things being at our fingertips. It has nothing to do with that. It's just now that people have shorter attention spans now. That's just the biggest difference. Where you could be at your job and then you on your phone, then you're checking your social media, then you're doing this and then you're doing that. Back in the day, you didn't have your phone on you. The time was still the time, and your attention span was more detailed and reminiscence into your work. So time is moving and time waits for no man, especially if you got goals. Like one of the things that I'm being judgmental when I think about this. Like when I have a goal, like I really go for my goal. Like I can't take a breath without making a move towards my goal to hit whatever my goals is. I don't even like to call what I do dreams, because a dream is something that it feels like that's basically never going to happen. Like so when people have goals, I'm like, yo, time is not waiting for you, bro. It's already 6 years later and you haven't done anything towards this goal. Let's say if you wanted to record an album and you talking about the same damn project for the last 6 years, you haven't did a damn verse, let alone a song, let alone an album. So how can you want to become an artist if you're architect and you're not doing the work that it takes to be an architect? It's like, yo, time is not waiting for you. Life is moving on. And life is moving so much faster because how they sped up time. Just like how they manipulating the clouds in Australia. You don't think that came from something? That came from somebody. That came from mentality. That came from some sort of infrastructure in our country of them manipulating things. If you didn't know, in certain African countries, I mean, in the continent of Africa, there's certain countries in Africa that's not in 2024. They in like 2020, they in 2017, 2018. Don't believe me? Look it up. Look it up right now. They in 2017, 2018, while we're in 2024. And who's to say that the time that we're in is correct? When you have people now who are older but look way younger than what they look like. Then you have people who are younger that look old as hell than what they normally look like. So who's to say that the time that we go by is even correct? Time waits for no man in all aspects, whether it's in general aspect or whether it's in your personal aspect. That's what I wanted to hit on today. Anything you want to add to that?
No, that's a fact. Well said. You know what I'm saying?
So, if y'all got goals, hit your goals. Don't wait for nobody else. Hit your goals, even if it take you little by little, step by step. That's how you're gonna hit your goal. Simple and plain. So, time waits for no man. Y'all, it's been absolutely fire. I want to thank y'all for tuning in and tapping in. Again, y'all can hit the membership button by hitting the join button. It's links is in the bio, or you can hit the rewatch. We got tons of videos up. We got over 140 something videos up right now on Can the Brothers Get a Rap podcast right now. Also, hit that subscribe, hit that bell notification after you subscribe. We may just pop up on the channel. You just never know when we're going to pop up or when I might pop up. You just never know. So make sure you tap into that subscribe and that bell notification. Again, with that with the membership package, there's different packages. Get your badges, and there's different awards and things you gain through the tiers of the membership. What else we got going on? I want to thank some of the sponsors of the show, OUV Records. I want to thank Button Snaps and Bravo Section. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor of one of the sponsors of the show, you can hit me at Ashley Lovechild on Instagram, or you can hit my brother on his Instagram at
Bravo section _.
So if you're interested in becoming one of the sponsors, you can hit him or myself up on Instagram. Also, make sure y'all tap in every Monday to the Overstand podcast. While understand where you go overstand at 9:30 every Monday. Make sure y'all tap into that. Also, tap into the community page where we got popular opinions. You can participate in the popular opinions as well as the store. We got the store up. It's always links in the bio as well, but we also got the store available. Y'all, man, it's been beautiful. Sunday night episode. Make sure y'all tap in with us this Thursday for episode 74. And it happens to be on July 18th on my birthday. So come in, tap in, show some love on my birthday. I would appreciate it. It'll mean the world to me. And you know, you already know 10:30 Thursday. We'll see y'all again. Nothing but love. And we out.